You and your friend were living your visit to Washington State. Your friend stopped and pulled at your arm. You see the reason why. Jethro's house of weird fishies is the first thing you see. The house of Fishies was a large house with fishes paint on it that looked a bit shabby and muted, but in a colorful, weird way. Welcome to Jethro's House of Weird Fishies. Today's special is a buy one, get one free ticket to see the weirdest fish in the Pacific Northwest, said a bored teen in a purple polo and green pants as soon as your friend met eyes with them. Your friend, who's all about fishes and weird places, squeaked a bit and got a ticket for the two of you and pulled you along. The inside looked as shabby as the outside, except it smelt more like fish. The inside there was a bored teen as well. He wore a green hat that said tour guide. Okay, I'll take you on a tour. Don't tap on the tanks. Okay, welcome to Creepy Critters, a cryptid podcast that still doesn't have a good intro. My name is Jessie, and with me today is Cristina.
Hi.
Yeah, you do a podcast as well. If you'd like to say what it is.
To shamelessly plug
it.
Hi, I'm Cristina. Me and my friend Chelsea do a podcast called Cults, Cryptids, and Conspiracies, where we talk about pretty much everything weird that we can.
Yeah, and
weird and or interesting.
Yeah, I've been listening to it for a bit now, and I like it quite a bit. So,
oh, thanks.
Welcome. You met my little cryptid earlier today, the cat with 4 thumbs.
Precious fluffy cat baby.
Oh, he's so precious and fluffy, but then he's like real bitey as well. It's great.
It's the duality of cats.
Yeah, if you couldn't tell, we're talking about fishes. And
multiple fish.
There will not be much murder in this episode, which will be the first in a while now.
Is there usually a lot of murder with cryptids?
A decent amount.
I know a decent amount of cryptids do. I asked that naively as if there weren't a bunch of man-killing cryptids.
All I know is that I'm really looking forward to the cryptid that has a hand on its tail. And its thing is it hides and, like, kidnaps children and eats their fingernails and toenails and their hearts.
That's a big jump. Like, this began as, like, a whimsical fairy tale villain who eats your fingernails, and then jumped to, it rips the heart out of children.
I figured something out, which I didn't know, because the last episode, we talked about Kelpies.
Yes.
And because that was the horse out of the spider horse equation. And
I got you.
And apparently, what it does is, like, I knew that it was sticky. And I knew that it would, like, try to seduce people and get on its back. Which I don't know how a horse does that.
It just is a real pretty horse. It's the prettiest horse.
I do not know how you could think it's pretty. Apparently it has, like...
the prettiest, stickiest horse.
Like, I don't know what it does. Does it, like, look over its shoulder and gives, like, some come-hither eyes? Or, like, there's a whole... it also stretches.
Can't Kelpies, like... It is the stretch limo of horses, of supernatural horses.
But apparently what it does is, I thought it just drowned people. But no, what it does is it drowns, bucks them off, then eats everything but their hearts and liver. Which means it specifically said in everything I looked that it eats everything but the hearts and liver, which means it's chowing down on bones but does not get the best part of the giblets. The hearts and liver.
Well, I mean, the liver's got potentially a healthy amount of vitamin A in there. I don't know about the heart. I don't know what kind of diet requirements a Kelpie has.
Well, apparently it's not heart and livers. And, like, how could, like, eating... Like, okay, I get it. Bone marrow. Pretty good.
Bone marrow? It's good stuff.
Pretty good. But, like, why would you eat a whole skeleton and leave the heart? Like, I mean, at that point, you just seem to be wasteful.
Maybe you like the crunchy bits.
I don't know.
Maybe the heart and liver are just too squishy.
All I know is that I really don't like horses, and I definitely don't like horses that stretch. So, I hate horses. And one of these days, we're going to talk about a corpse horse.
Corpse horse!
Yep. And there's also a ghost camel. But, someone decided fishes. So,
somebody was not informed that the other option was ghost horse. We're talking about fishes today, Jesse.
These are all interesting fishes, though.
All right, we'll hit me with these fishes. Let's not literally, figuratively hit me with these fishes.
I don't know. Maybe I should hit you with some actual fishes first.
My friend has been hit with a fish, and it was not a pleasant experience for her, so I'm gonna...
They're all muscle. Like, that's it.
Except for the bony bits.
I don't know if you ever have this. I don't know if you ever do this, but, like, do you ever look at animals and be like, I bet they're softer than what they look like, or whatever. Like, when I see a bird, I'm just like, I want to squeeze you. But, like, not in, like, a bad way, but just like...
Just like, I want to test how soft you are.
Yes.
How squishy is this animal?
And also, birds are, like, perfectly shaped for, like, a human hand.
They are. They're very, like, depending on the size of bird, very holdable, but also very breakable.
Yes, but at the same time, like, I want to know how See, that's the thing. I don't...
Do not test the tensile strength of birds. That's not a good hobby.
It's not a good hobby, but, like, I don't know. It's in the back of my head. I mean, it's like the same thing. Like, I mean, it's that and, like, me thinking about how long I could feed myself if I cut off my own leg.
It's those weird thoughts that you get, like, wonder what happened if I did this. Yeah.
I mean, I think I could feed myself for quite a few times, because I have some beefy legs. I did a lot of biking and stuff, so.
I believe you.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, yeah. Well, where are you cutting it? The thigh or the knee?
Thigh.
Oh, yeah, you could get a couple of, like, at least a week of meals off of that leg, I feel.
Yeah. And, like, watching Hannibal didn't help me any, because this was something I thought about before Hannibal, and then I'm just like...
You said that, and that one scene where he, like cuts that dude's leg on the table saw and roasts it just went through my mind in super fast forward.
Hannibal is such a great show.
Canceled before its time.
Yeah. Well, actually, honestly, it was probably canceled about the right time. But, you know.
I don't know. I think it was getting just the right amount of surreal. Excellent Wendigo imagery.
Well, okay, no. It was the right amount of surreal, but also they're running out of good Hannibal stuff.
They'd gotten into Red Dragon. I like Red Dragon.
Yeah, but they were running out of good Hannibal stuff.
They hadn't even gone to Silence of the Lambs yet, though.
They were kind of setting that up, but at the same time, you can't just go straight to Silence of the Lamb.
You can't. No, you do got to build up.
You have to build up, and like you have to have a.
You got to build up to it.
You know, it's whatever.
I don't disagree with you on that point.
Oh, it looks like my cat got me good. I didn't even realize this. Oh, look.
Oh, dang. Okay.
Oh, it's all good.
Until you start transforming.
Oh, I mean, I wouldn't mind turning into a cat. Okay, so, speaking of cats and things that they might eat,
you know what cats eat? Fish.
Yeah, no, well, not mine. He eats mostly chicken-based organic food that costs like $40 a bag. But
well, you know what some cats eat? Fish.
Yes. Well, we're going to talk about the Whiffenpoof, or the Gilligaloo.
Okay, neither of those names. I started to try and say the first one, then you said the second one. What?
Yes, and do you want to know its Latin name?
It's got a Latin name?
Of course. I mean, these are all true fishes.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Hit me with its scientific name. What is its species and genus?
Absurdus timsinus.
Okay, so Pis absurdus is ridiculous fish.
Yes, and then Tumesenis, something like that. I don't know Latin.
Neither do I.
So, ridiculous fish is definitely in there, but it's a
ridiculous fish.
But it's a large fish, notorious for its delicious, juicy flesh.
Of course,
yeah. They are only found in perfectly circular lakes. Hence, they are very elusive. And if you see one, it is said that you should immediately try to capture one, but catching one is tricky, but very doable. So we're talking about just a damn delicious fish right here.
It's just super tasty fish. Is there a specific method you gotta use in this? Oh. So you're in the woods, you found a circular lake.
And you see it.
And there's a big old delicious looking fish.
I don't know if everyone can relate to this, actually. Okay, I used to live on a farm.
Okay.
And there'd be certain cows that I'm just going to be like, I'm gonna eat you.
You look forward to the day.
I look forward to. I mean, I also had a pet cow though that I love to death, and like, turns out you don't make one of your pets like a literal Angus cattle.
Yeah, that's the the harsh reality of farm living is that everything is pretty much there to be consumed in some way.
But like, I mean, certain things just look really tasty.
Do you know about why tortoises are extinct? Giant tortoises.
It's because apparently they're real tasty, or
because apparently they're delicious.
Apparently. Yeah, I like
for years, the only thing people bothered to write down about giant tortoises is that they're just so dang good to eat.
Yeah, and but some things look delicious, and this fish is one of them. Like you look at this fish, and you think two things. Damn, look at that fish, and it's gonna be in my belly. It's the only two things.
Ooh, I see the sushi coming.
Well, I mean, it's delicious, so I mean, why not?
Okay, but how does one go about catching it? Do we know?
Okay.
Is that written down in the records?
It is, actually. You row exactly to the center of the lake. You have to be exactly in the center.
Bring your measuring tape.
And you have to bore a square hole in the water.
How?
You do, because you want this fish.
Through what method does one make a hole in the water?
You just do. Like, I mean, do you not know how to make a hole in the water?
Through sheer force of will. Through sheer force of will.
Exactly. Here you become a psychic, and you're just like, like hole.
Yep.
Okay, and then you bait that hole with cheese.
Okay, I'm down. But
the best type of cheese to attract the whiff and poof is Stilton, Brie, Linderkratz, or Limburger.
Are all of those the ones that are kind of like soft with the rind?
They're soft, rindy, and they also have a bit. They also have a little bit of stank to them, but that
got a little bit of a stank.
A little bit of a stank. And then normally the whiff and poof will be like, you sprung for that good shit, so I'm gonna get at that now. And then it will jump to the surface to feast. But when it emerges, you have to spit some tobacco juice in its eye. Only tobacco juice.
This is a complex plan here. You have to bring a picnic basket of tobacco and cheese and fish fixings with you on this trip.
Exactly. And then it will be super angry that it won't go into the lake because it's just like, I'm going to beat you. Like, this fish forgets it's a fish and wants to fight you. Like, in the ring, just like man on man.
I can sympathize. If somebody spat tobacco juice in my face.
Yeah. And then you could just net it in afterwards.
Okay.
But
and then it realizes it's a fish again and can't breathe in an oxygen atmosphere.
Yeah, and then it just kind of drowns, but in the air. Yeah, fishing is actually
reverse
secretly
drowning.
Horrible, but also fish deserve it because fish are awful.
All right, so far we've learned that you hate horses and fish.
For the most part, yeah.
Fair
enough. Also dislike most birds, but I'm fascinated by them at the same time.
Well, I mean, like, I feel like that was indicative of your subconscious urge to squish every bird you see.
Not squish. Just test how soft they are.
Just give a light squeeze.
Just a light squeeze.
A light, little tiny bird squeeze.
Yeah, just a tiny one. Okay.
So... All right, so the whiff and poof, you spit tobacco juice in its eye, it gets mad and comes out to fight you. Presumably then you just pop it into your boat, and then it's like, oh wait, I can't breathe, and suffocates.
I'm gonna die. Oh no.
Yep. Oh
I'm
no,
dead.
Here I go. This brie wasn't worth it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends on the brie, though. I mean, you can make some pretty good brie dishes.
I mean, American brie is never as good as the good European stuff.
And I mean... It's still, like, pretty good, though.
It's not bad. No, I'm not going to turn down some brie if it's put in front of me.
Exactly. I mean, I might turn down some Limburger, but mostly because...
Mostly because of the smell.
Mostly because of the smell, and I'm, And also, I don't like the texture that much.
Not a good mouthfeel.
It's not a good mouthfeel. I need a good mouthfeel.
No. But you know what apparently is a great mouthfeel? This fish.
Oh, yes, like...
So they say.
So, because this fish is basically... Its only thing about it is it's hard to catch and it's real tasty.
Mm-hmm.
What does it taste like? And how would you prepare one? Like, how would you prepare one?
I feel like... Okay, well, like I said earlier, sushi's my jam. I definitely have to try that at least a little bit.
Well, you don't need much.
This perfectly,
you don't need much for sushi.
You don't need much. No, but you want to get it fresh. So this perfectly circular lake better be close to some sort of sushi chef. I'd actually would bring the sushi chef with me, I think, on this fishing extravaganza.
Okay.
And then I would have them prepare me a little bit. Otherwise, I think I would deep fry batter this fish. That would be my secondary cooking method.
See, like I was gonna probably do like a little bit of pilaf and stuff.
Ooh.
But like, I mean, I'd be willing to wait a little bit. I'll just have like an ice, like put it on some ice. I get some pilaf with like a bit of garlic and like really buttery.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, yeah. No, you want that. That good.
And then I do probably some scalloped potatoes as well. It's real starchy meal, I understand, but you know, I love my starches.
You could cut yourself a little fillet.
Yeah.
Put it on a cedar plank, bake it.
Oh, yeah, of course it would be baked, but I'd also have a bit of like I do like a light, a little bit of a crust on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking.
And then obviously you pair it with some brie.
Yes, you prepare it with some brie.
Yes, you already have the cheese ready.
Or wait. Okay, even better. You have this fish. You know where the fish is at.
Yes.
No one else.
It can't escape you. It's in a lake.
It's in a lake. It can't escape you. You feed this fish to make it like make it like the veal of the lake.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you just feed it a certain thing. Like, you know, if you can, like massage it a little bit while it's eating, you know.
I mean, if we're going with the Hannibal reference still, just give it acorns and oysters and wait for it to get huge and delicious.
Yeah, you know, maybe, I don't know what a fish pate would taste like, but I would taste it.
Yeah. Apparently it's delicious. I'd be willing to give it a go.
I would be willing to give it a go also. But, let's go on to the next one. This one is decidedly not known for being tasty. But
disappointing.
But we'll see what you think about it, because I have lots to say about this fish pairing.
All right.
So it's the bat bass and the ball fish.
Can you say that one more time?
The bass and the ball fish.
The bat bass and the ball fish?
Yes. So, these are two fish.
Okay.
That are from the Puget Sound, which is an area in the Washington State.
It's in the Pacific Northwest. So wait, it's the bat bass and the ball fish?
Yeah, they're two separate.
Okay, I thought you said in the ball fish, and I was like, what?
Well, it could be.
Very confused.
Because I have some ideas about this fish pair. Okay.
Oh, okay.
So the bass is a long fish shaped like a baseball bat.
I see where this is going.
And what it does is it hides with its tail wedged between two stones and laying on the bottom of the lake. The ball fish is basically just a little round fish, not much larger than a baseball. It seems like these two play some form of submarine baseball game, with the object of the ball fish to swim by the batfish without getting hit. Okay, so here's my idea.
Okay.
That ball fish is not playing at all.
No, I was about to say, this doesn't sound like a fun time game. This sounds like an abusive fish relationship.
So here's my two things I think about them.
Uh-huh.
And you can tell me. I'm thinking this is either like a real weird like BDSM situation.
Possibly.
And by weird
yes.
I mean like it's underwater and that's why it's weird.
Yeah, it's got that additional element of them being fish.
Yes. Or that bass.
The
batfish.
I can't say it now. The bat bass.
The thing is, the bat throws off the bass part for me.
Yeah. No, it does.
Because it sounds like I'm about to say it wrong. But whatever. But I feel like It's just the batfish is just a real bully.
I feel like this is some sort of like fish hustle here. It's like, give me your money, punk, and then it hits it with its body, and then I don't know what sort of change that ballfish deal in. Maybe seashells of some kind. I don't know what's in the Puget Sound, but it does sound like this is some sort of either like a protection racket thing going on, or maybe it's a consensual fish beating situation. That's a euphemism for you.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
yeah.
Like, I just can't think. Is it? Are they always paired off like Bert and Ernie or something?
I do not know.
And also another thing I ask a lot, like, how do you get more like if you have two batfishes, then like, do they just beat the crap out of the ballfish on accident?
And here's a question: how did the fish gain the concept of baseball? Where did that come from? I
mean, we're playing. Okay, so first off, we're playing in the space, but I'm gonna, step outside for a moment.
We're exploring. We're exiting the space.
We're exiting the space for so far, the whiff and poof and the batfish and the ballfish are both fearsome creatures.
Nice.
So that's probably why. But we're stepping back into the space.
Returning from our meta freaking lumberjack knowledge.
Yes. Actually, what happened is they watched a bunch of kids play stickball.
Okay. Yes. Because children often play stickball on the lake shores of large bodies of water.
Yes, obviously, and they have short lifespans, so they evolve quickly.
I mean, there's probably a lot of brain damage happening there. One way or the other,
or maybe I don't know. I can't even make like a bullshit for explanation.
Maybe getting smacked is somehow part of the life cycle of the ballfish.
Oh wait, the ballfish can only get its reproductive stuff out by force.
It's gotta like vomit them out or something. It's like, I gotta lay some eggs, but I gotta first be smacked.
Yeah, because everyone knows how fish reproduce, and it's real gross.
Yes, they vomit eggs.
And then the dude's just like, "Oop, I'm done," and then go off.
Yep, that's biology 101, definitely.
And I remember them trying to say this in a Magic School Bus episode without saying, "Hey, the fish dudes just jerk off on a bunch of eggs." I remember them trying to do that.
Trying to teach that to children.
Yeah, I mean, it's important to know because,
I mean, they always just say, and then they spawn, as if that's gonna somehow make it better.
No, what it is, it's like, we vomit eggs, and then a bunch of dudes jerk off on them, and then go.
Well, I mean, it's not vomiting in most cases, but maybe it is in the life cycle of the ballfish.
Maybe the ballfish only has, one way out.
It might only have one orifice, it's like a sea cucumber or something.
Yeah, and it has to be beat.
One way in, one way out.
But what does the batfish do?
Well, maybe the batfish just finds it fun.
Okay. This is a symbiotic relationship. I'm gonna say this. Yeah. It's a symbiotic relationship.
It is, yes.
They definitely both. This is both definitely consensual, and not just a weird game that they play.
I mean, a weird game that they play is technically also consensual activity, one hopes, but no, we're gonna say that it's not some sort of fish shakedown. It's not some sort of abusive fish relationship. This is a symbiotic relationship between these two rapidly evolving baseball fish. It's only a matter of time before the mitt fish gets in there and starts interfering with their relationship. And then the whole life cycle just goes to hell.
I think it's that, honestly. I do think it's that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, so next we're taking a break from weird shaped fish into a hairy fish. I know you talked about this on your podcast, but it's something I've looked into a little bit more.
I love the hairy fish.
Yeah, so it's the fur-bearing trout, or the furry trout. And apparently it says it's a fictional creature, but I mean, obviously it's not because we're in this space where all this is real.
We're here. We're looking upon one right now. There it is.
There it is. It's, I mean,
walked
into an aquarium, and then there's just a fish with a fur coat on.
It's got a great coat.
It does.
I think it's fed well because its coat is shiny and luscious.
Yeah, and you can tell, even though it's in water and it's this kind of float, you can tell.
It's like a L'Oreal commercial.
Yeah, exactly. Or like a herbal essence.
Yeah. Or like an herbal essence. Or like that one scene from Zoolander where he's a mermaid. It's like that.
Exactly.
Yep.
So, according to real life and not tales, this...
According to historical documents and biological data.
Exactly. The trout has a thick fur coat to maintain its body heat. Tales of the furry fish date back to the 17th century and the later shaggy trout of Iceland to a publication in 1900s. And it's like a log shinglungur, because Icelandic is just a language built on a dare.
It's a language purposely designed to make it impossible to speak.
Yeah, and it was like a publication. Well, they didn't say what publication, but it was a publication, and it's basically like the furry shaggy trout and the log which is another like hairy trout, was common folklore apparently, and the earliest American publication that's told about it was 1929 Montana Wildlife Magazine by J.H. Hickens. So, well, first we're going to do the Icelandic legend. And then we're going to do the American one, which I feel is actually more humorous and better. But maybe it's ethnocentrism. But according to Icelandic legend, the furry trout was a creation of demons and giants. It was an inedible fish that overwhelmed rivers and was a form of punishment for human wickedness.
It's a fish hairball here to punish you for your wickedness from demons. Demons have created this fluffy fish, and they've sent it to you to clog up your streams and rivers.
Yes, yeah,
as a punishment for your wickedness.
Yeah, they're gonna clog up the nature drain.
Yep.
Yeah, and then
you're gonna have to get the local Icelandic plumber in there with his snake. Gotta snake the river.
Yep, and
gotta get that crap out of there.
You gotta get it out. But
and then he pulls out the hairy trout and he's like, "See, this is what happens when you sin."
Exactly. It's because it also happens to be the local priest.
It's the same guy. He's double dipping in both plumbing and prayer.
Well, you know what? If the churchgoers actually paid their tithes, the priest wouldn't have to.
Then if they paid their tithes and if they would just stop sinning, then we'd be able to only pray, and the river wouldn't be clogged up with hairy trout 24/7, and the giants wouldn't be raising these things in fish farms.
Well, okay, so and demons also raise them,
and demons, the giants and demons.
Well, so in the U.S., it states that hairy trouts were a result of two bottles or 4 jugs of spilt hair tonic in an area in the water.
Very, very different story.
Yeah. And to catch a hairy trout, the fishermen would have to act as barbers and lure the fish out from the water and offer them a free trim or shave. Which
I know that's how you lure me out of my local river.
Exactly.
Free haircut? I'm here.
That's what I did.
That's
what I did. I was just like, hey, Cristina, what a haircut? You're just like, yeah, sure. I have to.
And next thing I know, I'm on this podcast. What's happening?
And so apparently in Maine, they claimed that the hairy trout were under a catch and release policy that was enforced by wardens.
The game wardens, your local hairy trout game wardens.
And if a fish were caught, the warden would measure it up against the fish's foot, and if the fish's length matched the fisherman's foot size, the fish would be eaten, and the outards would be made into fuzzy slippers.
I have 2 questions.
Okay.
The first question is, if you have very small feet and the fish is bigger, do you still get to keep it?
I think we get to make boots.
Okay, I can be down for some woolly boots. Like early 20th century Uggs.
See, because I do a Marvel podcast, the Alphabet Flight, and one of the things that was very prevalent in the 70s through 80s, late 80s, so that was pirate boots. The best pirate
boots, very popular.
The best pirate boots I saw was Khazar's pirate boots, because he has furry Tarzan boots, but they're also pirate boots, so that they're kind of ragged and furry.
They're fluffy pirate boots, and now you can imagine them made from the hide of a trout.
And also, another thing, barely covered anything else. Like, honestly, like, the way they draw him, like, if you were behind him on a windy day, you're getting something. You're getting a show.
You're seeing some stuff, but never his ankles.
But never his ankles, because
he's modest like that.
He's very modest. I mean, you'll get to see his, you get to see
literally everything.
You get to see everything, because I don't think furry underwear is something he wants to wear.
Probably not.
I mean,
listen, his feet are covered. That's the most important part.
I mean, his girlfriend, Shanna the She-Devil. I mean, she has like a Wilma, like Flintstone
yeah,
stuff.
She's got like a little hide, like, off the shoulder dress thing going on.
Yeah, and I would say like it's kind of like a. I mean, the way it's drawn is basically like a maxi dress, but like.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, it's not like there's no Yves Saint Laurent in the Savage Lands or wherever.
Yeah. But, I think, but I think those are the best. So I feel like you can make some pretty good pirate boots. If, like, let's say you're a kid. I bet the game warden wouldn't be like, you have to throw it back in.
Yeah.
Like, you just get a...
No, it's like, this is my toddler who I've caught this fish for, and I'm going to make him fancy pirate boots.
Yeah.
Yeah. Second question.
Okay.
How strong was the hair tonic that 2 bottles of it in this source of water spawned an entire species of fish? How concentrated was that hair tonic?
I'm going to say it was like 100% unadulterated hair.
Pure, uncut, just straight up liquid hair.
Yeah, liquid hair. That stuff.
Just like
the thing we have right now.
That thing that we have that people use every day in their daily lives. Yep. You have to water your liquid hair down, obviously, or else you get just some really bad side effects.
Yeah, you become like a wolfman, which is where the wolfman come from. He had too much liquid hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's actually where all wolfman mythos comes from. It's just somebody just forgot to dilute their liquid hair.
Yeah, they're just like, I want my beard to be a little bit more full. And then they're just like, oh no, liquid hair.
I want to get some sweet mutton chops. Next thing you know, your entire body's covered in hair.
It's unfortunate, honestly.
Mm-hmm. It's a really sad reality that we live in.
It is. But,
yeah.
But you know what else we have going for us besides this hairy fish?
What do we have?
The opium pipe fish.
The opium pipe. Does it look like an opium pipe?
Well, I need to send you pictures of all these fishes.
You should. We're clearly over here in this aquarium looking at them right now.
We are. I mean, obviously. The 2 people were brought into the aquarium, and that was obviously me and you.
There was a buy one, get one free ticket deal, which seems like a really good deal for an aquarium.
Exactly. And it's in a weird house as well, so, even better.
It's like, this is a really strange setup for this giant aquarium of weird fish.
But it was a weird fish and weird place, It's all good.
It's the setting fits.
Yeah, so, let me send you a picture of the bat and...
I feel like I can imagine what the bat and ball fish look like.
But the drawing is actually very cute.
Okay. I'll accept that. That is pretty great. I like how the ballfish has evolved some sort of stitch-like pattern on itself.
Yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, how else would it...
How else would it mimic the baseballs that frequent its natural habitat?
Exactly. Because
it's got to blend in somehow.
Okay. And then that's the opium pipefish.
That is exactly what I expected.
Yeah, it's a fish with an opium pipe.
That's literally exactly what I was imagining.
Yeah, it's it's not. They did not. Man, they just didn't really do anything for the name.
They named it like it. They looked at it and they're like, this looks like an opium pipe. That's how they named it. Yeah, calls it like it sees it.
This is also from the Puget Sound in Washington. Specifically Smith's Cove.
Okay.
Yeah, where it said when a steamer from the Orient, because you know those Orientals.
Yep. You can really tell when this was written.
You can tell when this was written.
Yeah.
Whenever they tied up at the dock, school of these rare fishes could be seen splashing around as if expecting something. I wonder what they
know what's coming.
They wait for the opium that's thrown overboard when custom officials get too close of the trail of would-be smugglers.
Wow.
The opium.
There's a lot in this story about this fish.
Yeah, you could feel all the old-timey early 19th century racism.
Yep. I was about to say, like, dang.
The opium pipefish live almost entirely off of opiates.
How is it still alive?
And we get there, we don't. But when
we never get there. This is the end of the trail. Just keep going.
When hurried, they simply eat it. So,
they just eat, just straight up.
Yeah.
Just
pure opium.
I feel like people need to stop polluting the Puget Sound with their opium and their baseballs.
Yeah, they probably do.
I feel like this is leading to a lot of bizarre and vaguely racist fish genetic mutations going on.
Yeah, if otherwise, they hold it in their mouth until they find a nice sunny beach where they can smoke it at leisure.
They beach themselves?
They beach themselves where they can just smoke it at leisure and amidst pleasant dreams.
How do they... Okay, that raises another question. These fish have learned how to create fire.
Yes. I mean, didn't you see they also have a magnifying glass fish? There's a magnifying glass fish that also...
That one has a Zippo lighter.
Yes, and then there's also the... There's also like a chaise lounge fish where they can...
A chaise lounge fish? Yeah, where they lean against it?
Yeah, they lean against it.
That one's also a symbiotic relationship.
Yes. It turns out there's a whole, like opium house.
There's a really complex ecosystem of drug-based fish going on in the Puget Sound.
Yeah, what you don't see is you don't see the crackpipe fish.
I think the crackpipe fish want it that way.
You don't.
I think the crackpipe fish don't want you to see them.
Yeah, they hide in their caves, but...
Yep.
I don't know how they smoke all that crack without it disappearing, but they do.
I mean, it's only a matter of time, because these are fish with a purpose, they've got an organized society, and they know how to harness fire. I feel like it's only a matter of time before they come for us.
Exactly. Like, only a matter of time.
They're gonna infiltrate our streams and rivers.
What's really messed up is there's a crocodile fish now, and it just gets fucked up on some crocodile. Like, and like we don't know why, because like that's a fairly new development. Like I think there's like an axe cop type thing where like if you throw a drug at a fish, it just becomes addicted to it. It
just becomes more powerful.
Like it's just like, hey, I'm gonna throw some E at this fish. And it's just feeling itself.
God. What's that, is it Dark? No, it's not Darkseid. The one DC villain that just, like, whatever kills it, it comes back and it's now immune to that thing.
Oh, Doomsday?
Doomsday, that's it. These fish are the Doomsday fish. It's like, we're just throwing drugs at them, and they just evolve to, like, you've only made me more powerful.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Well, I mean, honestly, I don't think you made the opium pipe fish more powerful. I think you just made it more chill.
You just made it more sleepy.
It's just the chillest fish.
I just kind of want to sit down and, like, think about life. And, like, have you ever really noticed fins before?
But really what this shows me is that the opium epidemic has always been around. Like, it's just... I think the fish caused it, though.
Oh man!
Yeah, it's these fish that are selling morphine to like kids and stuff. Yep. It's these fish.
It's just these fish are they're preying on our vulnerable children in their public schools.
Yeah. I mean, they have to. There's no opium smugglers anymore. How else are they going to get?
They've chased them out of the market. These fish, these vaguely racist fish.
So, yeah. So those are the fish we're talking about today.
This is a weird journey.
Yeah.
We started with this delicious fish, and then we got to this potentially sadomasochistic fish relationship, and then we went to luscious flowing lock fish, which make great mittens / pirate shoes. And now we're here at drug smuggling.
Yeah, or as I labeled them, junkie fish, because...
Junkie fish, yes.
So, like...
It's the inevitable end of all stories.
I feel like we covered a great swath of fishes.
Yeah.
And there's going to be more fish episodes, because apparently if you live close to the sea, you just see weird shit all the time.
Listen, you guys just gotta stop chucking stuff in the Puget Sound.
Apparently, they're all their fish. Just get it.
You're just making weird fish cryptids by throwing your trash in the Puget Sound. You're trash and drugs.
You trash. Someone like accidentally dunked their baseball bat and their ball in the ocean, and then these fish now just hate each other.
Yeah. It's sad, the state that fish society has gotten to these days.
Yeah, and although I think I would like some furry slippers, though.
I think that would be nice. Yeah. I feel like they're not going to be furry on the inside, but they got to be at least soft, right? It's going to be smooth.
I think they're going to be soft. It depends.
A little bit silky.
I don't know. That's a thing. Like, I guess it depends on how you treat the scale, because they'd be attached to scales.
But the scales are on the outside.
The scales are on the outside, yes, but like you'd have to... I don't know. Can you tan scales?
I have never tried. So I do not know.
Look if there's fish leather.
Fish leather. Fleather, if you will. Okay, so they definitely have snake skin things. And snakes also have scales. So, like, I feel like theoretically it could work. I just don't know if the market is there.
Okay, let me tell you something.
What horrible thing have you found?
There is fish leather. So this works.
Oh, dang. All right. Your fluffy, hairy fish leather pirate boots. You just gotta get big enough furry trout.
Yep. Ooh, yeah. Look. Oh, man, I'm finding there's something called Moonrise Jewelry that sells fish leather.
That sells fish leather?
Yeah.
This is a whole new avenue I didn't know existed.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm finding new things out. Okay, so apparently fish skin is a very... I'm going to read... There's a whole dictionary website called...
Of fish skin?
No, of leather.
Okay.
Leather, yes. But fish skin is a rare type of leather. The surface is...
I feel like it's not rare because it's difficult to make. I feel like it's rare because no one wants to tan a fish.
No, it's not that. It's the skin surfaces are often very small.
That's true.
Yeah.
You're going to have a patchwork thing going on.
If you get a cow, like, you probably got, like, at least a shirt or two off of that.
Oh, there's a lot.
There's a lot more.
Cows.
Like, you know, just a normal pig, you can probably get quite a bit off of. But, like, a fish...
Oh, friggin', what's that? The ridiculous fish. The first one. The
whiff and poof?
The whiff and poof. Here you go. You use the whole part of the whiff and poof.
Oh, even better. Yeah, you make a fish skin coat.
Yeah, because you said it was huge.
Yeah, it's a big fish.
We're looking at it right now in this strange fish aquarium. It's huge.
It is very big. And it's very tasty.
You could at least, like, you eat the meat, the fish meat. You turn the fish skin into, like, a nice leather vest or something. Or like a hat.
Okay, apparently the tensile strength of fish leather is about 90 newtons. Don't know how...
Now, is that more or less than a bird?
I don't know. I don't know the tensile strength of a bird, but I'll find out one of these
days. You'll never know. You'll never know. It will haunt you forever.
I imagine it's probably less, though.
I don't know. Difficult to say.
Oh, wait. You can get sea wolf leather. What's a sea wolf?
What is a sea wolf?
A sea...
Stop the presses right now. What is a sea wolf? Is it Is it like a sea lion kind of thing? Because that's not a fish. No,
it's a fish.
It's a sea wolf is a fish.
Doesn't
okay.
Look like, look up a sea wolf. Like, just look.
I'm gonna do it.
Look up a sea wolf. It does not look like a wolf.
I did not think it looked like a wolf.
Well, you know what? Maybe you should have a childlike imagination like I do.
Okay, so I looked up sea wolf, and the first thing I do see is somebody's Photoshop of a wolf with a dolphin fin. So,
well, I can 100
for all that I know,
I can 100% tell you that there's definitely an aquatic dog cryptid that I'm going to be talking about later, in a dog episode.
Excellent.
I'm going to be doing a dog episode later.
I found what the real sea wolf looks like, and I kind of wish I hadn't.
Yeah, it just looks like a gross fish.
It's kind of terrible.
It's a gross fish.
I don't like it.
Yeah.
No, not a fan. Put that back in the Puget Sound.
Okay, wait.
Put that back.
So apparently, if you'd like a driftwood-like substance, you get a sturgeon.
Okay.
But sea wolf, if you want to make a football out like a sea wolf skin, you can do it.
So rough.
Yeah, it has kind of
sort of like,
you know?
Yeah, sturdy.
Yeah. Stingrays and kite fin sharks are like real good for like just design stuff.
There's like this whole new world of sea leather based handicrafts
like
that is opening up before us here.
I thought this was something that didn't exist. But of course
and
it did.
And now you know it does.
Of course it did.
Of course it does.
Of course it does.
Of course. How did you doubt?
I mean, I don't know. Like, I see...
Now, could we tan a ballfish and use its skin to cover a baseball? Would that be meta or no?
Well, considering that it was a fish that got touched by a baseball, I feel like not. Because I feel like it was destined to become a baseball.
So we're just helping it achieve its dreams in this instance.
I think so. Unless...
Maybe that is the true life cycle of the ballfish.
Probably. Maybe.
Like, the bat bass kills it via bludgeoning, and then a local Washington craftsman finds it washed up on shore, turns into a baseball, and the life cycle is repeated when that baseball is then thrown once more into the sea.
Oh, I just thought of something.
What have you thought of?
Mermaids totally have, like, fish leather coats.
They totally do! Cool mermaids have fish leather jackets.
Well, wait, are we talking... Wait, which type of mermaids are we talking about? Are we talking about the ones that lure ships into being, like, crashed, and then they just eat all the humans and play around with their corpses and belongings until they're bored?
Well, I mean... Isn't that most mermaids?
I think they're most mermaids. I think Ariel was just like a vegetarian or something.
Ariel just had like, yeah, she was a vegan mermaid.
And also, she was vegan and also probably had like a bestiality thing going on too, because like they definitely saw humans as food.
Well, bringing us back to Shape of Water here. The pre podcast conversation. Does that count? Because that's kind of a reverse Little Mermaid situation here.
Okay, so we're going to talk about Shape of Water for a little bit. We're
just going to take a brief pause to talk about Shape of Water.
So
we understand that you're here for the fish cryptids,
So apparently now we know how river gods, dicks work, because they come out of like a shell and they're like a piston. So
they fold out.
Yeah, they fold out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
is one of the best scenes in that movie. Honestly, one of the best scenes in that movie. Like, for me. Just the way she's just, like, she showed how, like...
Just mimes it,
just, like, and, like, Octavia Spencer being, again, one of the best people. Just like, oh, you can't even trust them when you don't see anything down there.
I want the official, like, American Sign Language Dictionary to now have that sign as the sign for fish dick.
Yeah.
Like, that has got to be the hand signal for fish dick.
Exactly. I mean, I don't know when you'd use it, but, you know.
Apparently, when you're working in a government facility and there's this river god thing.
Yeah. I mean, well, like, I forgot. Now I'm just thinking about that movie. Wait, what? I was going to link it, though.
We were talking about the Little Mermaid.
Oh, okay.
And mermaid vegans and cool mermaids get leather jackets.
Yes, okay. So, cool mermaids get leather jackets. Real cool mermaids with, like, lots of money get human leather jackets.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
And you know, the cool mermaids from the bad side of the track hang out with the opium pipefish.
Exactly. Yeah. And,
it's sad to see the mermaid society go down this way.
Yeah, like Puget Sound. Like, people from there, stop, please. Please stop throwing so much garbage and drugs at
Stop throwing garbage. Throw a social worker into the Puget Sound. See if that helps. See if that helps the fish community. Maybe they will evolve into be socially conscious people, or fish people.
Or people fish. It'll turn into
people fish.
Which is, I guess, is technically a mermaid.
Yeah. You'll make mermaid social workers. They'll teach them about child psychology, and they'll get the opium pipe fish off the streets. It'll be great.
Okay, so you know how we were talking about, like, you know, how fish things, like, you know, doink each other?
Yes.
Hero must have been really confused at first. Because I imagine they spawn, like, fish, right? Because they don't...
I honestly do not know.
See, well, okay.
Because, like... Okay. So what about amphibious as an option?
But that still means they need some bits.
They do need bits.
They need bits. And, like...
There are bits.
I spent a lot of time looking for their bits. There's no bits out there. unless they pop out.
I spent a lot of time looking.
But, like, the weird thing is, with me doing this podcast, I always get into what's its fuck style, like discussion.
Describe the cryptid's genitalia, yes, please.
Well, because there's a thing called a trepadero, which is basically, it's from California, and it's basically a gun bird snake with telescopic legs. It's hard to describe, but, like, it stands real tall or it slithers, and it has, like, a gun mouth, and it shoots, like mud pellets.
Imagine its mouth, but a gun.
Yes, well, for real. Like, imagine a mouth, but a gun. Like, I'm not even, like...
That sounds like an American cryptid.
That was the first time... No, actually, no. The first episode we got into what's his fuck style. Like, why do I always get here?
How do we come to this point?
I don't know.
I mean, we're talking about the evolution of these things. That's eventually going to lead to how and why.
Like, I mean, it's not like I'm doing this out of, like, personal interests, like, you know, for pleasure reasons or anything. It's just like I eventually start thinking about them because we're playing in this space, you know.
We're here in this space. We're going to talk about fish banging, but we're not going to enjoy it. Listeners.
No, I'm not enjoying it. Like, I'm more like, how does it? Okay, never mind. We're just gonna go on. And you know what we're going to talk about now? What are we going to make these fish sexy? So, we're doing
again. If Guillermo del Toro has taught us anything, it's that it can be done.
You can make a fish hella sexy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I understand there, mute girl.
You get Doug Jones in a little latex fish suit, and you're done. You're good.
Yeah, get that tall, gangly man in a fish suit. Come on.
So are we going through each individual one?
Okay, so we've already done this multiple times, but whenever you have multiple ones, it's hard to not just put them all together. So let's try to put them all together, and let's avoid school anime. Or
I feel like they're just, like, incompatible, because, like, okay, so we clearly got the bat bass and the ballfish who have their own thing going on.
Okay, that's, like, a better 50 Shades of Grey one. Yeah, like
a less Twilight fanfic. Somebody write the Shape of Water spin-off fanfic crossover with 50 Shades of Grey, where one of them's a fish person.
Well, okay, no, wait. Okay, so I remember, and don't judge me too much, but as a kid, I read my
already judging you, but go ahead.
I read my mother's, like, erotic vampire fiction, and one of them was very BDSM centric, and I feel like the batfish would be like the experienced.
I mean, it's the one doing the hitting, clearly.
And then the ballfish would be like the young redheaded protagonist who used to be very innocent, but got sucked into this.
I'm sorry, only the hairy trout gets to be the young redhead in this situation.
Wait. Okay, you know what we could do? Because I just love me some tropes of urban fantasy. Let's make this an urban fantasy book.
Okay.
So
are they were fish?
No.
How is this, how are we making this underwater scenario an urban fantasy?
I don't know. It's set in a fish city.
Okay, we're in Atlantis.
I prefer Lemuria, but that's only because I like the specific side.
We're in Cthulhu's underground prison.
We're in Real. Okay.
Yes.
There's little crabs with like with bat wings just going around.
Yep. Terrible sea abominations everywhere you look.
Yeah. There's some Yog Sothoth lings just swimming around. And
some unspeakable eldritch horrors.
Yeah, and you know what's real unspeakable? How batfish can make more batfish. Real unspeakable. But
I feel like it's gotta be like a symbiotic life cycle thing going on. It's gotta be.
I don't know, but I also like it kind of being like a weird BDSM thing as well.
Well, are they different species or is it the same species?
Different species.
It's just sexual dimorphism.
Sexual dimorphism, probably. Wait.
Because if it's sexual dimorphism, then it could be like a clownfish thing, where if there is no batfish, one of the ballfish just takes up the mantle.
Yes. Yeah. That's it. And
like the batfish eventually gives itself such bad concussions that it dies, and one of the ballfish is like, I guess I gotta wedge myself in the rocks. And then slowly over time it stretches out.
Yes. Yeah, okay. That's it. Yeah, that's it. That's it, exactly.
That's how it happens.
But then now does that... Now, okay, this brings up a new thing.
Okay, have you heard about how anglerfish reproduce?
Yes, I have.
What if...
Wait. I think we might be going in the same direction here. Okay.
I feel like we're vibing on this, this fish
because
vibe.
We're just in what's his fuck style zone again.
Well, I'm feeling... Okay, no, we were doing urban fantasy. We're going back to that.
Well, I mean, those almost are automatically erotic in some way. Like PG-13.
PG-13 erotic. Like, there's some touching going on. Definitely.
Or it's just like, hey, I'm a sexy vampire hunter with this.
Well, I mean, I don't think that we're gonna have sexy vampire hunters and, like, freaking Yoggothok or whatever it's called. The Real.
Yeah.
The terrible underwater land of Cthulhu, where he sleeps dreaming.
Yeah, where he sleeps until someone runs a boat into him, and then he's like, ow! Okay, I'll stop it.
And then,
shut up.
And then the entire world ends.
Well, I know. I mean, like, in the Call of Cthulhu, they defeat him by ramming a boat into him and everything. Mm-hmm. But really, all it's just super defeated. He's just like, stop it! I didn't want to wake up for this. I'm just gonna go back to sleep.
Leave me alone. 5 more minutes. 5 more millennia.
I want to make you feel like new ways to feel pleasure and pain, but not in that way. But like in a horrific way.
I want to make you experience like horrific emotions that are beyond your human capacity to understand. But like, I'm so tired.
Like, oh, stop it.
But there's, like, a lot of opium fish around here, and, like, they're really chill.
Well, okay.
And I just want to...
Well, we know where the opium fish are at.
Yes, we do know where the opium fish are at.
They're the ones who have, like, little speakeasies and stuff.
Mm-hmm. They're also in those back alleyways, or the ones with the fish leather trench coats.
Yes.
Like, hey, kid.
Or...
Hey, kid.
Yeah. Hey kid, you want some opium
you
from
want
my
some
mouth?
Fish? You want some fish opium? Come here and look. It's in my mouth.
Yeah,
I have eaten it.
I haven't washed myself on a beach yet, but you know.
Yeah. Listen, they're too far. They're out in the middle of the ocean.
Well, we could. I don't know. See, the thing is like 2 of these are freshwater fish.
I feel like so there's got to be like a fish economy going on here. So there's the freshwater opium pipefish who are like the source, right?
No, wait.
They get the good stuff.
I think they're saltwater fish. No, the trout. The trout are freshwater.
The trout are freshwater. The trout are doing their own thing in the many beautiful rivers across this great nation.
Or we could just make this a story where that doesn't matter. Because I feel like
we don't know.
the trout would be the sexy redhead with the tight leather pants and
the fish leather pants.
With the fish leather pants, who's like really good at fighting, but at the same time really bad at fighting against the sexy antagonist that becomes their like consort.
But which one is this? Okay, no, there's another freshwater. We've already gotten ourselves into a plot hole here because the one delicious fish who's clearly the love interest.
I forgot about the.
Clearly the love interest because it's so delicious, but it's trapped in a perfectly circular lake.
Okay. Yeah, I forgot about the whiff and poof. I was so.
We done goofed here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, we might have to split them up then.
Yeah.
Okay. There.
I mean, because like I can definitely see. So like the furry trout it's a young naive country trout, or maybe it's like a city slicken. It's like
it's Green Acres. It's basically Green Acres.
Essentially, yeah. And it gets washed up into a tributary, perfectly circular lake.
Well, no, it's not a tributary. Okay, water spout happens. It gets transferred.
Water spout happens.
Water spout happens.
Framing device. There's a water spout. All of the hairy trout get sucked up into the sky. They don't know what's going on. Disorientation. High winds. Weather's happening. Next thing they know, there's a giant, delicious-looking fish just staring at them, offering them some smelly Lindbergh.
Yes. Well, okay, and this is a really big, perfectly circle lake as well.
Of course, yeah.
And it's real deep.
Yeah.
Because it has to be.
Very deep.
So, and this is kind of like a... I don't know. I even want the other fish to think that this fish is delicious, though.
Everyone... Well, no. It's like delicious, but like...
Like a sexy delicious.
It's exactly... it's like when... get me a piece of that,
it's like when
whatever.
Gross, like, middle-aged people, like, look at someone who's pretty and go, or something.
Yeah.
Because...
Or when they call the freaking pool boy yummy.
Yes. I hate that.
Yes. It's the yummy pool boy of fish.
Yes, it's a yummy pool boy.
Two fish.
Oh, wait. It's
a fish's fish.
Okay. I don't know how to make mom fish I'd like to fuck into a thing. Okay, so
yes.
the whiff and poof.
That's an acronym.
So the whiff and poof is the pool boy for rich, hairy trout.
A really long-haired, seen some stuff, is thinking about divorcing her hairy trout husband who's never home.
Yeah, but he brings a lot of money.
He brings in a lot of money.
And then it's just a real trashy romance novel while they're just constantly just doinking.
As soon as husband fish swims off somewhere to go do what fish industry is in this universe. It's like, ooh, whiff and poof, yes.
Yeah.
That's what the hairy trout wife sounds like.
Yeah, because she's from Sweden. No, Iceland.
Yes.
She's from Iceland.
She's from Iceland.
Even
yes,
better.
She's Icelandic. She's come to this country with the promise of like all the glories that the American hairy trout can give, but she's in a really disappointing marriage, and suddenly she meets the whiff and poof, who looks delicious and smells like cheese.
Yes,
and her life changes drastically.
Yeah, and it's really just a real dirty movie the entire time.
It's just horribly filthy.
Horribly filthy. It's like
but they're fish.
It's like Nymphomaniac without the undercurrent of sexism and Lars Van Trier being involved in it.
Exactly.
Which, okay, I don't want to get on Lars Van Trier. I watched. No, it was Chelsea who did film, not you.
She's the film one.
Okay, well,
I'm the science one. She's the one who knows all the film references. I do my best.
Well,
I do my best here.
So. I don't know if you ever heard of this film movie, but it's called Dogma 95.
I do not. I know of Dogma, but not Dogma 95.
Well, it was this set of rules where Lars Van Trier and another person basically put a set of rules on how to make certain type of films.
Okay.
Most of them being horrible. But the one Lars Van Trier did, because he did the second film of the Alice movement, was called The Idiots, where a bunch of adults basically pretended to be mentally retarded for the shits and giggles. It's one of the most hateful, shittiest movies I've ever seen.
That doesn't sound like a pleasant film.
Oh, no, it's not. It's not at all. But our film professor wanted us to know examples from Dog Me 95 because it was an international film movement.
Dang.
And it was a real awful, shitty movie that I hated.
Well, now you can take those memories and replace them with fish banging.
Yes, now I can.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
you can expunge them from your brain, replace them with whatever monstrosity we've just created here.
And so we already have the ball fish. Oh wait, both of them from the Puget Sound.
Yeah.
Okay. This is a gritty crime film called Puget Sound.
I'm down so far.
Okay.
I'm imagining film noir.
Yeah, no, it's film noir.
Mm-hmm.
And you have the point of view character of a batfish that used to be a ballfish.
Okay. Yes.
Who's... Which one's like the female, which one's the male?
I feel like if we're going by anglerfish reproduction if you don't know, is the male anglerfish is essentially just a sack of sperm that bites onto the side of the female anglerfish
and melts into it.
Melts into it. That's what it is. So I'm imagining that it's just kind of like the smacking motion of batfish to ballfish is how the magic happens.
Yeah, and only because of symbolism built into our minds, I feel like the batfish would be the males.
Yeah. It's phallic enough.
Yeah, it's phallic enough. Someone killed its husband. Their husband.
Their previous batfish got horribly murdered and caused them to become the batfish now.
Yes, and they started up this PI business, and it has to do with a local opium ring.
And they just are now being submerged into the terrible, gritty world of opium pipefish in the Puget Sound.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this one is the opposite of the other one because there's barely any boinking in it.
There's barely any boinking. There is one really attractive ballfish curved in all the right places, but mostly there's just people shooting each other.
Yes.
There's fish with guns.
Yeah, and their femme fatale is a ballfish.
Yes. Gotta be.
Yeah.
There's a subplot of romance, but mostly it's like a vengeance story.
Yes. It's like, imagine, Sympathy for Miss Revenge, and there was the other one, Lady Vengeance, and then there's Sympathy for
Lady Vengeance?
No, it's Lady Vengeance.
Okay.
I'm thinking Lady Vengeance. But
with fish.
In
the Puget Sound.
Yes, in the Puget Sound, yes. Ooh, there's some more I need to watch. I did not know he came out with another.
We're coming out of this with a lot of new information. We learned about fish leather today.
Yeah.
We learned a lot of new movies that we gotta go watch.
Well, I still have not watched Thirst, which is supposedly a real, it's like a vampire story, but I know what it is. I just haven't watched it yet.
Well, we'll put that on your movie list.
Yeah, I'll put it on my movie list
as soon as we get out of this crazy aquarium.
As soon as we do. So
yeah, we're trapped here. Actually,
yeah, it's real unfortunate. So I think we're done. Honestly,
okay.
So I think we made two pretty good different movies.
Yeah. I feel like we got different genres for your moods, when you're feeling for something a little light and steamy.
Yeah.
You go for the freshwater experience.
And if you want to go for dark and gritty, you go for Puget Sound.
The pure Puget Sound.
Yes. So, what you do? What's your plugs?
What's my plugs? What's my...
What's your deal? What you do?
Well, just for podcasting funsies?
Yeah, or whatever.
Well, I mean, generally, in non-cryptid lands, I'm doing some good old engineering work.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's nice. And then you also do cults, cryptids, and conspiracies.
I also do cults, cryptids, and conspiracies, yes.
Yeah.
Which actually, funnily enough, In the most recent episode, I just talked about D.B. Cooper.
Yeah.
Who many people believe went down over the Puget Sound.
Oh. So maybe D.B. Cooper's corpse is part of the opium den.
Yeah, might be down there. You might, in the Puget Sound film noir, maybe you see D.B. Cooper's corpse.
Yep. It turns out that bomb was fake.
Bomb was fake the whole time.
Yep, and there's in the money, like they actually the whole entire economy is based off their money.
That is fueling the Puget Sound fish economy. Is the D.B. Cooper money? Dang, it's all coming together.
Even better.
Oh man, all the pieces.
That's a real tight economy, though.
It is. It's a very. That's why their situation is so dire, and they're resulting in drug use and just very bad social programs for fish children. Yep. It's a whole struggling civilization.
That's why we need to throw a social worker down there.
Yeah. We need community outreach, somehow. Somebody's got to teach them about child psychology.
Someone.
Someone's got to do it.
Yeah.
And there's no fish socialist, social worker cryptid, so...
Well, one day there will be.
One day. We'll start it.
Yeah.
Somebody poured liquid social worker into a river.
Well, yeah, so next, this is coming out in March, because this is like a fortnightly podcast.
Fortnightly,
yeah.
Okay.
But I guess the next one will probably be with Chelsea, probably.
If you can get her and she's not dying somehow, then yes.
Yes, I imagine I'll try to. I don't know, I'll maybe do the corpse horse.
Corpse horse? Dang it! She gets corpse horse?
Maybe.
She's not even going to be able to talk, and she gets corpse horse? I'm set. I'm sure you'll figure it out.
I'll figure something out. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you like my voice, you can listen to me at least 3 times a week, up to an hour a week, on Alphabet Flight, where I talk about characters from the official handbook of the Marvel Universe, character by character.
Nice. Excellent.
I think by the time this comes out, I should be at or right before or right after, or in that ballpark of the 200 episodes.
Ooh,
yeah.
Quite an achievement.
It is. I'm only on the 4th volume, and there's 5 more books.
Still got quite you are nowhere close to the top of this hill. You gotta keep trucking here.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm gonna keep on trucking. I have so much obscure Marvel knowledge now that it's just great. It's so wonderful
It's so applicable to everyday life.
It's so applicable to everyday life that I know who Dr. Demonicus is, who showed up in 5 issues of the Godzilla comic.
Oh, man.
For Marvel. 5 episodes. But you know what? I know him, and he's one of my favorite characters.
You know him now. Here we are.
And I can be annoying and pull that character out and be 100% right and be like, guess what? I know that you don't know.
These wildly obscure Marvel characters that the creators of them have forgotten about. This sounds like a good time.
Yeah. So you can listen to that.
This thrice weekly experience.
Yeah, you can listen to that, or you can look at my cat on Instagram at Marvelous
Hell
Mitch,
yeah.
Because guess what? He's stupid cute. And you should look at him. I just posted, well, I mean, I post more pictures by then, but I just posted one of him looking real thick. So... Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah. You know?
Gotta love kitties.
You gotta love him, except for whenever he's laying on you and tries to bite your forehead for some reason.
Except when he literally draws blood from you before you're about to record a podcast.
I mean, it's whatever. It's character. I didn't even notice until I saw it, so... But, he did literally draw blood, though.
Yes. No, I saw it. I was a little concerned, but I'm like, well, we're going to talk about fish now. Moving on.
Yeah. And besides that, you know, maybe stop throwing your opium overboard.
Stop throwing stuff in the Puget Sound, guys. Stop dumping your liquid hair tonic into rivers. Stop polluting. Please.
Stop polluting.
Think of what you're doing to the fish cryptids.
Either that or throw some helpful stuff down there.
Yeah, seriously. Otherwise, you're just making them more powerful.
Like, throw some, like, sofas down there, you know? Make, like, a sofa fish.
Sofa fish? Sofa fish, I could get behind that.
Yeah. Maybe throw some hair tonic on that sofa so you can have, like, a nice, like, furry sofa.
I'm gonna pitch something to you.
Okay.
I'm gonna pitch something to you. Shag carpet fish.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a flounder.
Yeah, or like a... something to that effect, like a big, like a
sunfish.
halibut.
Sunfish.
Sunfish.
They're huge.
Already stupid. Huge.
Yeah.
Just flatten it out.
They just flatten it out.
It's like a bear rug, but it's a fish.
Yes. So, so throw some more useful things down the pupils out. Bye!